We're back. The midterm elections are over. The 111th Congress has adjourned. It's going out of town here now for some year of the end or end of the year time with two somewhat different Pennsylvania politicians. Please welcome Governor Ed Rendell, and then we're going to have Congressman Joe Sestak for their hardball exit interviews for the year. The 45th governor of Pennsylvania, Ed Rendell. We're all wondering what's next. Why the Beach Boys in Philly, a big city guy like you?
Well, first of all, we wanted to do something for all my volunteers and all my donors, all the way down to people who gave me $5. I wanted to say thanks. So we're having a farewell party. I grew up with the Beach Boys, Chris. In the early 60s, I was in college when they came on the scene. My wife and I, our first song was a song called Darlin'. And then when I was mayor of Philadelphia, July 4th, I got the Beach Boys one day, and we became friends. They played to 750,000 people on the Parkway. We became friends. They've played all over Pennsylvania during my time as governor, and it's a pretty good, fitting way to go out. They're my friends, and everyone still loves them. It's unbelievable. Mike Love sounds exactly as he did 40 years ago, and Bruce Johnston, and they're a great group.
They are amazing. So East Coast girls are what?
Are hip.
That's right.
I really dig those clothes they wear. Right.
Styles they wear. Thank you. And what's your greatest accomplishment as governor of Pennsylvania for 2 terms, mayor for 2 terms of Philadelphia? Greatest accomplishment?
In terms of Philadelphia, it was getting the city to believe in itself again. No state, no city can ever come back, and Philadelphia was in the doldrums unless it believed in itself. And I think we imbued this city and the citizens with a belief that we could be a special place again. And if you've been to Philadelphia recently, you know that's true. In the state, I think it's what we did for education. Pennsylvania 8th graders in the national test just scored #1 out of 50 states in reading. That's an incredible achievement, and it happened because we invested money in the right places.
Okay, you did for Philly. You overtook what Gene Mauch did to the Phillies back in '64 when they blew it with 2 games to go and they lost 10 in a row. Anyway, thank you so much. You're my favorite mayor in the history of Philadelphia.
Thanks, Chris.
You can't do a better job than that.
Happy holidays.
And you brought back the spirit of the city, the can-do spirit. And Philadelphia.
And you have 2 Pennsylvania politicians, one who has no future in elective politics and one who you're going to hear from again, I am certain.
Oh, well, here he is. We're bringing a good, that's what they call an up man. Governor Rendell is the up man for Joe Sestak. Now, Joe, he's just committed to campaigning statewide for you if you want to run again, I think. So what do you make of that?
Class act as always, that's it. No, I actually modeled my campaign style on him. 6 a.m. in the morning at a train station, then go to a Wawa. Chris, you know Wawas.
I love Wawas.
And then to a hoagie shop at noon and a VA or even a bar at night to shake hands. It was a great way he campaigned, trying to get to know the people, that he knew them.
I got to hand it to you because you had a lot of opposition. You fought a very tough year. Pennsylvania, in a normal year, you'd be the senator. It was an abnormal year, a recession year, an angry year. Did you get that feeling that you were sailing against the wind, basically, or?
Without a question, it was a tough environment. But, just like we talked about, 6 a.m. the next morning, I went down to West Philadelphia, African-American neighborhood, pretty tough area. Started shaking hands to say thanks. I've now been to 49 of the 67 counties to say thanks because I said, if we can do this well in such a tough environment, when tsunamis are sweeping people overboard, it means voices of reason can break through. And, it's just like I said, I think people in this election didn't want to know who the politicians were. They wanted to know if they knew them. Did you know what I went through? And how can I even begin to trust you? And I think that's the important message to take out of this.
Hardball question. How did the Democratic Party nationally win back Democrats? And I mean win them back because they're gone right now, like the ones that live in Westmoreland County, the ones that live out near Pittsburgh in those tough neighborhoods which are hard hit economically. How do you win them back?
Westmoreland and Washington have become more like the T, the center of Pennsylvania. And what happened these past few weeks, where the Hatfields and McCoys at least began to talk to one another, is the first step. The second step, Chris, is if the Democrats show they're willing not just to beat up on the other side, but take tough positions and willing to lose your job over doing what's right, even working with the other side, taking some real heck from your base. I think that's the way to do it in Pennsylvania. I really do.
Okay. Admiral Sestak, thank you for your service, both as a congressman and as a member of the United States Armed Forces. Sir, I'll see you again soon on this show, Talking Politics. Thank you for coming on tonight. Have a happy holiday.
Happy holiday.
Merry Christmas to you, buddy.